Still a bit warm here in Florida, but really all things considered, a wonderful fall afternoon for football here in Tampa at Raymond James Stadium. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A good start offensively. 15 yards on the game's initial play.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backs out of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. Herbert now. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His second catch in a row, first down.
Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher. That's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back and even more of a threat downfield.
Now a first carry here for their running back. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. From the shotgun, here's Herbert.
That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end.
And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 39. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Go.
Now it's Herbert. Going up top.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Buccaneers are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive.
Remember, Charles, this is the #1 defense in the NFL, and they prove their mettle here, forcing the turnover on the opening possession.
And sometimes when you play a team that has that reputation, that's earned it by their play, the psychology is, okay, they're #1. They have to prove it to us, and they tried to attack. They found out that that ranking was real.
And if history is any indication, when this defense gets off to a good start, look out.
Yeah, their offense plays off of them awfully well, too.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Let's go now.
Another run for Gibbs here.
And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
You look at this Carolina defense.
Now, they've been a very good unit against the pass, defending at 5th best in the league.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
On third down, here's Gibbs.
And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
The Bucs at 2-1 now to start the campaign. They come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and that will bring up second down. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one.
From the gun, Gibbs will get it.
And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Gibbs will try and pick it up.
And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Back to throw here, Herbert. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. Give him 15 there, and the Panthers have a first down. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, this defense for the Buccaneers, they were very good last week in the win over New Orleans.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Herbert. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted.
And they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line.
Well, it doesn't take a whole lot of investigation to figure out why they're still sitting at 0 on the scoreboard, because their quarterback's got to wake up and start reading defense a heck of a lot better after throwing his 2nd interception.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Throwing to start the drive. Hawkins to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
Gibbs straight ahead.
He will push his way down to about the 14. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle, because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Off the play fake. Hawkins. He'll buy some time right.
He's got his man London right side.
And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown.
Drake London,
his 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Bucs take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown.
Partner, remember that old film of Peyton Manning going through the route tree with his great receivers in Indianapolis? I think we're seeing the results of the same type of work here today. These guys know each other so well that they don't even have to call the play. They can just look at each other and know the route that's going to be run, and usually the connection is perfect.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Second down and 8.
Drive right. Let's go. Go.
Here's Herbert. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Two yards still to go. Third down now.
21. Ready.
Herbert. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have a Panthers first down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of a football. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on third and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
12.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
12.
Again, Herbert. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Home troops right. Line.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. That's taken on the 25. 56 yards, the punt that time, 12 on the return.
And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started.
Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, $15-16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Now a play fake here on first down. Flushed out right. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
These two teams, they met up earlier in the year back in week 2, and it was the visiting Bucs who came away victorious, so they'll look to claim the season series with a win here in Tampa.
He's going to loft it deep right sideline. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into him because they were there to help break that pass up.
The offense on third down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trenton Simpson. And the Panthers are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really, on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Right back to him on first down. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Give him 18. It's a Carolina first down.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
They'll try the air now with Herbert. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
Go.
That one goes for 30 yards.
Set. 380. Turn up.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
Now Herbert going to change the look.
21.
On 2nd and goal, they'll give it to him again. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
And now they'll shift things around.
Ray.
They'll run here on 3rd and goal. Yeah, boy, a good surge defensively. It'll depend on the mark, but I'm not sure he got there. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
They try the sneak, but not enough push. He doesn't get in. And the Bucs defense, they'll celebrate the goal line stand.
Track 60.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
That's complete to his rookie second-round pick.
The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number one. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it.
That one deep for London.
And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
18 Cardinal, 18. Hook.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's going to go up top again. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
Cowboy 80. Panther 11. Panther 11. Go.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Escaping the pressure right.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout.
Buffalo 18.
A final shot before break. Hawkins. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Just the one touchdown in that first half. 7-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Their defense has pitched the shutout. Now they probably need to deliver a little breathing room, maybe make it a 2-score game as they've got it 1st and 10. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. In motion goes the tight end. Eluding the pressure right. And he is going to be run down. What a disaster there. A huge loss. He couldn't escape the pressure, and they go backwards in a big way there on the sack.
Boy, tough spot here as they approach the line of scrimmage. A long way to go to try to pick up this first down.
18 Rattler, 18 Rattler. Check go.
From the gun on 3rd down, Hawkins. And pressure coming, and they got him once again.
Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
That's be exactly what they were looking for coming out to start the 3rd quarter. Get a sack, get off the field, get the momentum going in their direction.
Get the ball back to your offense, right? Get that momentum because, hey, this lead is very, very slim. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Pulled in at the 24. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
Hey, Ram. Ready?
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
From the 50, here's Herbert. And that'll be caught by the big tight end, Andrews.
They gave up the completion there, but this run after the catch.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. And they'll run on the inside handoff. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Here we go on 4th. Herbert, that is caught. And he works free. 20. 5, touchdown, Carolina. George Pickens, halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And up.
And, partner, this is pretty much what they envisioned when they were sitting there in the locker room thinking about getting things going to start here in the 3rd quarter. Getting out there, a field goal would have been fine, but going ahead and scoring here, an extra point away from tying things up, that's exactly how they drew it up on the board.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. We got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown, so every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the 2nd half. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down. Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a 1st down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Well, as a lineman, they are trained. You've got to stay close to home. If you're more than a yard downfield, they're going to toss that flag, and they did there.
Here now a third down and 8.
Back to throw. Hawkins. Flush to his right.
Got his man. It's London.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down. Hand off now to Gibbs. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 38-yard line. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching me. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 38.
Let's go. Go.
On the give, here's Gibbs.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
2nd and 2. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Touchdown, Tampa Bay! A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Buccaneers answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the 4th. So, Charles, this game feels like it has been punch, counter-punch all throughout, and that touchdown breaks our tie here in the 4th quarter.
You're making me want to get back in the gym and start training again. You talk about those punches and counter punches. I also think this is where you and I start thinking to ourselves, who's going to make the play to change that, right? Who's going to get out of this little cycle that they're in right now and make a play and give their team a firm advantage?
The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the 4th quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive.
Out of the gun, Herbert. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Oh, what a juke into space. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 or going out. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
I like the downfield, and when they see openings, take their shots.
Go. Baylor Tiger. Baylor Tiger.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
16 more on that one and another first down.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line.
50 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've got to hit the jackpot there.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
Now, that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
Herbert changing things up.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
A shotgun snap for Herbert. And he is caught at the 7-yard line. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. An 11-yard touchdown.
And the Panthers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30, right about the 29. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter. And this is going to be intercepted. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the 4th quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Mears used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Another try, 2nd and 10 now.
Ray.
Herbert now.
Quick hitter here. It's complete.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And they're facing a big third down now in this tie ball game. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's third and long. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And that is incomplete.
Oh, boy, this sets up for a huge call now on fourth down because you can try the long field goal, you could go for it, or you could punt and play for overtime. I am so glad, partner, that I don't have to make those kind of decisions. Let's see what they decide.
So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This for the lead in the final stages. And he missed it. It's no good. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the fourth. What a tough spot to miss a kick. Just an absolute letdown.
Look, they got themselves in the field goal range, gave them a chance to take the lead. They come up empty, and now you wonder, will their offense ever see the football again?
Yeah, because on the other... And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun. Hawkins. Flushed out right. Oh, he finds his running back open downfield. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
And they'll run it with Gibbs. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Second down, and they go back to Gibbs.
All right, my man, this is now where it's risk-reward because on defense, you've got to crowd the line of scrimmage. You've got to get in all the gaps, get up tight on everyone, and try and force the field goal attempt here. You can't let them break one big, but you know something, when you crowd the line of scrimmage, if they do pop one, it's going to go a long way.
Yeah, I was going to say could take it to the house, but the magnitude of this possible upcoming field goal, every yard counts.
And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Here's 1st and 10.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And this is going to be caught. He got it. It's a touchdown, and forget overtime. Barring a miracle, they're going to win this thing in regulation.
Well, any thoughts about overtime have ended at this juncture? That touchdown puts them up 6. I would imagine they'll kick the extra point now and rely on their defense.
Yeah, rely on their defense. So a little bit of time left on the clock here in the fourth, but they got to feel good now.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And the lead is now 21-14.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Set. Go, go. Set.
Throwing, Herbert.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be out right at the 35. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
5-9, 5-9. Crowd right, crowd right, crowd right. Real hot.
Herbert going to throw.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. So after all of this, it comes down to one final play.
And just think of what it's going to be, because from this distance, you've got to be prepared for everything. Hook and laterals, tip balls, you name it. A lot of laterals after a catch. Just got to be prepared, stay on your feet defensively. And
this ball intercepted. And the Bucs are going to hang on the final play. They get the turnover to seal this football game. What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal, because remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead. That home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all of what happened for them down the stretch. A huge win.
So for Tampa Bay, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll get another home date next week as the 49ers will come to town. Meanwhile, for Carolina, they'll sink now to 0-4. And they'll try to turn it around next week as they head to Atlanta for a matchup with the Falcons. And for Charles